Okay, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to Silverstone, a warm welcome to round 7 in the 2025 Motogp World Championship. You join us for the Tissot Grand Prix of the United Kingdom. It's the Thursday pre-event press conference led by Ducati Lenovo team rider Marc Marquez. Marc leading the World Championship by 22 points, winner of all 6 sprints so far this season, winner of 3 Grand Prix, and Marco, Motogp winner here at Silverstone back in 2014. To Marc's right, we welcome Castrol Honda LCR rider Johann Zarco, 6th in the World Championship, and fresh off the back of that unforgettable day in Le Mans just a few days ago, the first French rider to win in the Premier class in the French Grand Prix in 71 years. I'm sure those celebrations are still going on somewhere in Le Mans. Congratulations once again to you, Johan. And completing today's lineup, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing rider Pedro Acosta. Pedro 9th in the World Championship, a season best 4th last time out in Le Mans. 3rd from pole position here at Silverstone in Moto 2 on the way to win the championship in 2023. Gentlemen, good afternoon to all 3 of you. Marc, we'll start the press conference as always with you. Last time out in that crazy race in Le Mans, Ducati were beaten for the first time on a Sunday in over a year. Do you see Silverstone as a good place for you and Ducati to get back to winning ways here this weekend?
Yeah, of course, Le Mans has been a super tricky Sunday to take the correct decision, to manage the risk and to finish the race because it was super easy to do a mistake. But here in Silverstone, we will see. We will try to come back in our level, try to fight for that top 3 positions and yeah, manage the weekend in the best way possible.
You said in those conditions on Sunday in Le Mans, Marc, it was a case of managing or limiting the damage. This weekend as well, it looks like there could be possibly rain on Saturday and Sunday again. 22 points clear in the championship. Will once again be managing the battle in your mind, or now you're 22 points clear, will be a chance to maybe take a few more risks than what you did in Le Mans?
We will try to don't. I mean, the risk always is something that you need to feel, but we will try to first of all score points. That is the most score points. Sorry, that is the most important, and then from that point, let's see, try to adapt to the situations. It's a circuit that where I expect a very strong Alex and Pecco because it's not one of the best circuits for me. Since 14 I never won here. So let's see if we can be close to them and manage the situation.
Marc, best luck to you this weekend. Well, come on then to our French Grand Prix winner, Johann Zarco. Johan, I'm sure you're still on cloud 9 after what happened in Le Mans. What a day for you, what a day for the team, what a day for French motorsport in general. You've had a few days now to reflect on your win. Looking back now, 10 days after it happened, how are you feeling right now?
I'm still happy. And when I rewatched the race, I did it on Wednesday, and I was really seeing that everything happened so perfectly. And even then, when we were all on the wet tires, even if I had advantage on Marc, I was really feeling good, and it was so perfect to keep gaining advantage because it was a way to have a less stress on the bike, and seeing it from home was strange because I was feeling how did it happen, because always the race was difficult and almost this one was not too difficult in that moment when I was gaining advantage. So it's so nice when people ask me where would you like to win a race, I say I don't care. I just want to win a MotoGP race, which is the best satisfaction I can wish. But I realized that do it in France was just very, very special, and everyone is talking about this, so I'm happy for this.
Looking at again some of these amazing scenes back from Le Mans less than 2 weeks ago. Have to ask you, Johan, are your parents coming this weekend after what happened in France?
No. They stay home because I think they still need to digest what's happened in France, and even me, I'm always scared for the people who are around me, the people I love. And my parents, they are not from this world, motorcycle world, MotoGP world. So I've been taking care of them a lot. I wanted everything perfect for them during the French GP. and it's pressure to take care of old people. So I'm feeling better alone here in Silverstone.
Johan, let's have a look ahead to this weekend, of course. Silverstone, a very different challenge to Le Mans. Is this a track you like? And as we mentioned to Mark, the forecast may be predicting some rain for Saturday and Sunday. So could this be another big opportunity for you to be in that fight for the win again?
Clearly, on the rain, there are more chances of something incredible can happen because, as Marc said, it's easier to do a mistake, and in that condition, I can have my chance. On dry condition, since the beginning of the year, there are races that we have done very good things, and I expect here on the dry to perform. It's a fast track where the good front feeling of the Honda can give an advantage, and the way I'm using the bike can give me also good satisfaction. So we will adapt to the condition. It's going to be cold also. Try to control well all of this, but compared to Le Mans on dry condition, maybe we can be a bit better because it's a fastest track that can fit better to what we have now.
Johan, have a great weekend here in Silverstone. Thanks again for those wonderful memories in Le Mans a couple of weeks ago. Well, come on then to Pedro Acosta from the Red Bull KTM Factory Racing Team. Pedro, generally a positive weekend for you in France. Disappointed, I'm sure, to miss the podium very late on. But Silverstone, a pretty unique challenge. It's long, it's very fast. What do you think the potential of yourself and the KTM here is this weekend?
Well, let's see what is going on, you know. Never easy come to Silverstone and see the weather forecast quite tricky, looks like for this weekend. But anyway, last year was not bad at all. It's true that we was struggling a bit more in the race with the tire life, but to be honest, it was not a bad weekend at all for this. Let's try to keep in the way that we are coming from Qatar. You know that step by step we are getting closer. It's true that there's still a way to go, but we are arriving where we wanted.
I was just about to ask that question, actually. I mean, do you feel over recent races, Pedro, that KTM is moving in the right direction? Are you optimistic that you'll be in the fight for the podium once again quite soon?
Well, first of all, we need to start to be constantly in the top 5 and then drink with the podiums. You know, at the end, it was not an easy start of the year for us and for any KTM. But anyway, we are getting in the pace again for this step by step. We need to try to be closer.
Okay, Pedro, best of luck to you and the team here this weekend. Thanks to Marc, Johan and Pedro. We'll invite questions, please, now from the media. Thank you very much.
Hi, here, Borja González for DAZN. Question for Johan and Pedro. How far do you feel in this moment that your bikes are from the Ducati, and where do you think that you have to work more to be a little bit more closer? Thank you.
At the beginning of the year, I was feeling very far, but after the race of Argentina and Qatar, I understood that I think I'm more close than what I was thinking, and this gives good motivation. Maybe we can feel that we missed something in the engine because we don't have a very high performance in top speed and in full power in 4, 5 and 6 gear. But then it's a compromise of many things. Ducati is still very strong on brake and entry, and when you can be constant in this area, you make a step. So we are working on it. We still have really problem on the bike. So that's always, it's less problem than what we had in the past, but to get performance and be close to the podium, it's something that we try to improve.
Well, for me, at the end, like Johan said, at the end of the beginning of the season, looks the gap was even bigger. You know, now it's becoming closer, but still many things to work on because at the end, Ducati is super strong at the moment that they release the brakes. You know, and okay, it's true that when the laps are passing and the tires are becoming used and all these things, we are able to more or less start to be closer, you know, but at the beginning of the races we are losing a lot, and in my case even more in the qualifyings. For this, the step has still been huge.
Dimitri from Greek television. A question for Marc. Marc, you mentioned last year that you rediscovered your enjoyment of the sport after the hard time you had after the crash in 2020. And I think I also remember you saying that you'd learned that winning is not normal in this sport, but this year it's certainly become normal again, right? And really that, of course, brings pressure with it. And I wanted to ask you, the enjoyment that you felt last year, is it still here now with the increased pressure and back to winning, business as usual?
Yeah, of course, when you are there on the podiums and victories and when you are riding in a good way, then you are enjoying more. It's true that when you have the last version bike, factory bike on the factory team, then start to feel the pressure. Last year was completely different. It was like after 4 years with a lot of injuries, it was like rebuild my confidence, and I found the perfect atmosphere in the Sini team. But this year, of course, I have the pressure. If you are in a factory team, if you are wearing red colors and you have the last version bike, you need to win races and to be there on the top, and is what I'm trying to do. But I'm enjoying, of course.
Hi, Marc. Question for you. I'm sure you watched the race back as well, like you probably always do. Is there something that struck you most, which was most surprising to you? Maybe a rider or something during the race? And this was your first race on the Ducati in these conditions. Is there something that you can take with you to if something like that happens again?
Of course, when you arrive in a new team, procedures like Austin, like Le Mans, then always you can improve some things, and always you can work in the small details. And already from Austin to Le Mans, inside internal, we did a big step in the way to organize everything, and I was super happy and super relaxed in Le Mans. And yeah, Le Mans race, of course, super fast. Johan was the day for him because perfect conditions and perfect tire choice. In the end, was the fastest tire choice what he did, but for me was more risky that choice, because if you do like 2 more laps on rain tires on dry conditions, you destroy the tires, and then when it starts rain again, you cannot be fast anymore. But even like this, he managed in a very good way. He was faster, and it was this kind of Sundays that when you finish the race, you say maybe I was able to be faster, but was time to don't use the joker because I already used in Jerry's race.
Yes, over here, Manuel Pesino for Riding Sport in Japan. Marc, a question for you on your right here. It's regarding the clear improvement of your performance this year, okay? I would like to know if you think it's more related to the new bike, to having changed a team, to you being more used to the Ducati. Which of these 3 has been more important for this improvement?
Of course, it's a consequence of things, but for me the main point is the evolution in the bike. Since I try the 2024 in Catalonia test, I already feel a big step, and the way to ride was much better. And then be on the factory team, you have more facilities, and of course you have more engineers behind you to support and to have more comments, more feedbacks. But the team in Inggris, as Alex is showing, they have a very high performance in a human team, but of course are a satellite team.
Thank you. Hi, Mela Chércoles, Diario AS and Cadena Ser. A question for Marc. Marc, you are one of the 5 world champion MotoGP in the actual grid. Pecco, Mir, Quartararo give us their opinion about the situation between Aprilia and Martin. I suppose that you don't like to speak a lot about this, but you are Marc Marquez, champion like Martin, like Pecco, Mir, and Quartararo. Please give us your opinion. Thank you.
The thing is that I want to wait when Martin or his team speak about it, because until they don't speak, we don't know if it's real or no.
Aprilia has spoken today.
Yeah, I saw it.
Close the door.
Yeah, but it was normal that Aprilia spoke, because they are here and they will speak, and he will ask to them a lot of things. I don't know if it's real or no. So let's see. We will wait because I respect them, and we will wait Martin and his team.
David Emmett, Paddock Pass podcast over here to your right. A question for Marc and a question for Johan. It's a little bit to do with Jorge Martin, but it's not about Jorge Martin. It's about contracts. The two of you have both left contracts early. It must be a very, very difficult decision. There must be difficult conversations. Can you describe how difficult it was and what it entailed?
I mean, I think my situation was completely different. First of all, because I was coming from 4 years with a lot of injuries. Second thing, we achieve, because in the end we are a team. We achieved 6 World Championships together with Honda. We had an amazing relationship. Even now we have a very good relationship. And in the end, because honestly speaking, the amount of budget they spent to my salary was not necessary, because they need to invest on the project, not for a rider finish on 10, 11, 13 that I was finishing on that time. So yeah, my relationship with them was super special, and yeah, was a mutual agreement.
Yeah, it's true that they have saved money for the development.
So you use it well.
Yeah. No, it's hard. We cannot compare the situation, even me, in KTM time. I was doing the races and I was not performing, and I was not world champion, so I could doubt also about my capacity as a rider, and I was scared about this rider capacity to lose what I could feel in the past when I just jumped on the Yamaha. And I spoke to KTM asking them that I don't want to do the next year. I don't have another option, but I prefer restart something that continue to lose, to get more doubts. So it's clearly not the same situation as Jorge, because he cannot doubt about himself because he is world champion, and the way he won the title last year was amazing. He has been for sure unlucky this year, but he didn't race yet. So these rumors that he wants to break the contract, leave, or find an agreement, it's kind of strange. So it's pretty hard, but we cannot compare it. Even if we have broke a contract, Marc or me, at least we have tried. And Marc has tried, as he said, after so many injuries, he said, now I need to restart something new for his own health and for the budget also of Honda.
Simon Patterson from the race. Johan, we saw the new start rules in Le Mans for the first time, and it meant that the grid had some guys on slick tyres and some guys like you on wet tyres, and it caused some chaos in the first corner because of the speed difference with Mir, Bagnaia. Do we need to maybe look at the rules again? Is that something for Safety Commission to try and change them again a little bit to perfect them?
I didn't really compare a lot the difference between slick and red tires for the start, because normally there is not a big difference. Me, I've totally destroyed my start because I didn't use the start devices. And what is tricky in Le Mans is this first corner, to start the first corner that with the device on. That's why I have chosen to not use the device, but then I've lost all my positions, but I was good in first corner. I mean, I have the control, and some other riders that they had good starts, they have maybe less control on first and second corner. And we have been speaking about this a bit between riders, to maybe choose for next year to don't use riding the start device in Le Mans for the start. Then there are other tracks that we were thinking about this, like Australia or even here in Silverstone. But the first corner, we break more than the first corner in Le Mans. So maybe only Le Mans we will choose to not use the start device. But I think it's more about the start device than a different tire choice.
Adam Wheeler. Pedro, when MotoGP came back here, You're only 6 years old. How do you feel like coming into Silverstone and the history of motorsport of this place and this Grand Prix? What's the sort of the buzz like for you? And also the circuit itself, I think you only have one podium finish. So how kind of difficult is it for you to sort it out?
Well, not an easy track for me, Superflow, and somehow try to connect these corners in T3 was never easy. It's also true that I was not coming many years, let's say, but yeah, the years that I come was not that good like in other tracks. But well, anyway, I really like the country. I think it's one of these places that can surprise the weekend, let's say, with the weather, or somehow is this kind of a special weekends. For this, somehow I like it.
Hi guys, Lewis Duncan from Crash.net. I've got a question for all three. Lots of talk, obviously, about Jorge Martin and this contract with Aprilia, but on the flip side, do you feel like riders now that your contracts offer enough protection to you? Because it's one thing for a rider to look to break a contract, but we've seen, over the years recently, and and it's particularly in the lower classes, that these contracts can just be torn up and thrown in the bin pretty easily. So from that side, do you feel protected? Does more need to be done to make the whole contract situation a bit better for both sides?
For me, if you have a professional team around you, means manager and the team, you are protected enough.
Yeah, pretty agree. And I'm happy that at the moment in motorbike, it's not happening like in Formula One. So I hope we can keep this kind of thing as long as possible.
Yeah, like Marc say, if you have a good thing around and at the end you know exactly what you sign, more or less, you have the
protection.
Yeah.
Yes, here Manuel Pesino. Another question for Marc. Marc, you just mentioned that you won here just once since 2013 in MotoGP. You did 5 times pole position, if I am not wrong. Why didn't the results show how fast, the victories, show how fast you are here? Is there any special reason, or it just happened?
I know why. We will try to avoid this weekend, but I will not answer you before the GP. If not, my brother, and maybe my brother already know, but my teammate also will know. Alex and Pecco, they will be fast, but I will try to be fast not only in one lap, also in the race distance.
So there is a reason.
No, that long right corners, as you know, is one of my weak points here, Catalonia, Qatar, but Qatar this year was different, so let's see what we can do. No stress, no panic. First of all, I want to understand FP1.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, it's time now for MotoGP Social. You've got your boards there next to you. It's prediction time once again. Next Saturday, May the 31st in Munich, it's the UEFA Champions League final. PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, of course, versus Inter Milan. All we want you to do, guys, is predict the score. What do you think the score will be in one of the biggest games in club football?
Which team is that one?
Inter Milan. So PSG versus Inter Milan. I'm sure Marc's not happy that Barcelona, unfortunately, didn't make it to the final. Marc, we'll have a look at yours. What is your prediction for the big game next weekend?
Just to be against Gigi and half team of Ducati. Because they are supporting Inter, so like this we can speak in WhatsApp, and because we'll be next weekend.
It's a shame there's not a race weekend actually next Saturday.
For that reason, but just to be against them.
So Marc's going for PSG against some of the Ducati crew.
Yeah.
Johan, I guess you're sticking with your French loyalty, yeah?
For sure, it would be good to have it in France, and I say 1-0. Because it's enough to win.
Enough to win, absolutely. And Pedro, what do you think the score is going to be?
I don't have really idea, to be honest. But I read that here Mbappe is playing. I think, no? Ah, okay.
Now he's with Madrid. He was
Well,
with PSG.
3-1.
It'd be funny though if you're absolutely right, wouldn't it? The good thing is nobody knows what the score will be, so we'll find out, won't we, next time out in Aragon. So Pedro, I think 3-1. Guys, if you can sign those boards, please, that would be great. Thank you very much. And then we'll get you to stand for the official photograph. Firstly, with the boards. Okay, guys, then one quick one without the boards. Thank you very much. Okay, Marc, Johan, Pedro, thank you very much. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.